Right, welcome everybody to Brand Creations, the pod. Today we're going to be talking
about
but
kind of going back in time.
well, I apologise if anyone has any dogs in their room while listening to this and has just set them off. Where are you going, dog? What on God's green earth?
We're kind of going back to what we...
Fucking mic's broke.
It really did blow up.
Mm.
Talking about something that we know. You know a lot more than me, because a lot of people don't like us talking about things we don't know, so...
Turns out building a crane is quite common knowledge. Which...
Really didn't think it was.
No?
And building a train and putting on a track is also very common knowledge.
Yeah, we've had some lovely comments.
Thanks so much.
I think we may do a reaction video to some of our comments, actually, because some of them were incredible.
And just to inform everyone, I'm not high. And I've never been high in any of these episodes.
But is completely on the spectrum. So, you were right. User 46294.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So we're going to be talking a little bit about... Because we're now at the end of... Well, basically at the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
We actually haven't really talked too much about a businessy one.
In a
while. You said before Christmas.
I think.
So we're going to talk about business and how, you're finding it, how a lot of people are finding it now, because we are currently in the middle of a cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
Some people are saying we're in recession, some people are saying we're going into recession, so it's sort of one of those.
People don't think we're in it right now.
No, some people are saying we're just building up to it, some people are saying we're in it, and it's just, everyone's got a different opinion. But, so we're just sort of, talking about that really, and all that good stuff. Some of it's not good, but cost of living is a bit poo-poo, but, So how have you found the first 3 months of the year?
I've enjoyed it. It's been quite... I don't know, where were we at the beginning of Jan? It was before kind of anything started, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say I've learned a lot in the past 3 months. It feels like part of 6 months have gone past. It's gone past very quickly. But then if I look back at how much we've done over the past 3 months, it feels like what we've done in January was literally 6 months ago. It feels like ages ago. I don't really know why that is, but...
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, but then it also feels like ages ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because time flies when you're having fun.
No, but that means it'll be really quick.
Yeah, it flies by. So it feels like ages ago. This was meant to be an intellectual one today. But anywho, that wording has stumped you, so we'll move on.
I find it very interesting. There's been some tough patches, but then that is also what then comes to business. But there's also been some very good things. I don't know. I've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, one must say.
Yeah.
I feel like that is
the easiest and probably the best way to describe it. Yeah.
A lot of ups and a lot of downs.
Yeah.
But overall, I am enjoying the ride.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
What have you... How's your job for the last 3 months been?
Yeah, I would say a roller coaster, going backwards, down a ditch, but there's light down there in the ditch. Do you know what I mean?
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because roller coasters are bad anyway. I'm terrified of roller coasters, so that is my bad thing. But no, it's just been one of those. I think, to be fair, I will say, as much as there has been a lot of ups and downs and all of that sort of stuff, and it's been quite hard and everything else, I will say it's been very educational for me.
Really?
I've learnt a lot. I've learnt a lot about two things. I've learnt a lot about how much I need to trust the team I have around me. That's sort of one of the main things that I learned. And then the second thing is about, I always know that I'm very good at adapting to things, but normally I'm just moving with what I want to do, where it's like, can I actually do it when I need to? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's one thing that I have noticed is actually like the fact that, you know, it's sometimes you have to move not because you want to, but because that's what the world needs. Like, that's what the world is demanding right now.
Yeah.
And it's sort of one of those where, like, my pride could get in the way quite a lot, and be like, no, but actually it's like, it works the other way by doing it. It's not me lowering myself or me changing myself, it's just me fitting in with what I need to fit in to make the business work, you know?
Exactly.
And so I think, to be fair, I think it's actually made it a lot stronger and made my knowledge a lot stronger. Because as much as I know what to do and all of that sort of stuff, I think in an environment like this where there are businesses like shutting down daily, because it's easier. It is easier to, you know, like, it is easier. Like, when the money is not there, it is easier to just go, nah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's shit, you know, it's stressful. And as I say, that sort of thing, but you've got to go through that to then get the other side of it. And, like, we're now coming back onto the other side of it. And the difference already is just, like, you just feel so much better. But it's also what we're doing and what the team are doing, but then it's also the difference of, like, when we do get out of this, it'll be like, look what we got through.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, and then we'll actually be able to sort of properly celebrate that, because there's a lot of people right now that are struggling, because it's fucking hard. It's really hard, you know? And trying to make money in a world where nobody's got any money right now is impossible.
These past 3 months have made me realise how much kind of determination, I don't know if that's the right word, that you need to run a business or to be involved within the business world.
Yeah.
Because it's very daunting. Like, it's scary. But then once you understand it a bit more, then it's not as... what's the word? It's more feasible when you understand it a bit more. I feel like when you don't know business, it's like, how on earth will they ever do that? But then once you know about it, it's like, oh, I actually could do that. But then it's the doing it that's the hard bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone, you know, there's so many people that want to start businesses every day, but it's actually the doing it is the hardest bit. It's giving up that time, you know, like being tired a lot of the time. Yeah, like, because we're tired all the time. We're constantly working. Like, and we know what we're working for, but we are constantly working. And for the last sort of 3 months, we've been working for a goal that was not coming. You know, but and the thing is, we could have just said this isn't working and given up and walked off, or we could have just carried on doing what we've done, and then we got to the other side of it. You know, and that's what we've done. That's sort of like the biggest win for what I've taken away from it is, like, as a team, we have all grafted. Instead of no one ran away, everyone went, what do we need, let's get it done. Do you know
and
what I
even if, like, they don't know necessarily a lot about that, even if that wasn't their job role, wasn't or whatever, they still put their 2 cents in, if you will.
But it wasn't, you know, and it wasn't, there was no opinions, there was no nothing, it was just what does the business need right now, and that's all it was. And we all pulled together, and that's how we made it work, you know. And hence why now we can sit here and actually we're all sort of overtired and just trying to rest a little bit, recoup what we've put in over the last couple of months and stuff like that, while it's a weird feeling because you're also trying to do that while trying to keep pushing as hard, because it's not like you can relax
because you've now got the work,
so it's a bit of a weird feeling kind of thing, like juggling it, and it's not like you're still having to grind as hard as possible and all that. But I think that's my biggest thing that I've taken away from the last sort of, you know, 3 to 6 months is, as I say, is the team that I've got around me, you know. It's, as I say, because I wouldn't have been able to do it if all of you had fucked off, you know. But as I say, so it's one of those where I can sit there and be like, do you know what, look, my team have, like, we've all got through this, you know. And as I say, and then once we do get everything back on track and everything like that, then it'll be like, right, let's just go out and have fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's go back to having fun again, because that's what everyone needs. And as I say, and everyone knows that that's what's going to happen. We just got to wait for the right time, and you know. But everyone knows that every day we're just pulling towards the same goal, and that's what I think. That's been like my biggest wake up for me. I think that this has shown me is how much I have to rely on the team around me. You know.
It's a good thing.
It is a very good thing.
And also it means that all the shit that, yes, you're the boss, but all the shit that happens doesn't just land on you. Like, we are here to help you. That's what you employ us to do. So it doesn't have to all land on you. The stress doesn't all have to go on you. It can be distributed throughout. Yes, no one likes to be stressed, but if that stress is distributed between 10 people, then it's a lot less stress for you as a person.
Yeah, I think that was the weirdest thing, because it was like, it's meant to be, like, it is meant to be my stress kind of thing, and as I say, letting go of that and a little bit, and actually talking out, and then we come up with a plan that works.
Exactly.
because I'm not thinking in it clear enough, and as I say, but then you guys can come up with that stuff, and then between a lot of us we can all pull it together and get it done, you know. So as I say, that's been like my one, like, I'm very happy that it's, as much as, yes, it has been a little bit poo, I must admit I'm also very grateful, because I think, you know, like, I'm young. That's the other thing. Like, I'm young and I've still got the energy to do this. That's the thing. I would get it if I was a lot older, because it is fucking hard. Yeah. But like right now, I'm young, and you know, and I'm learning still. Every day I'm learning. I'm never sitting here pretending that I know everything. So it's really sort of good in my journey, if you like. And like for you, you're 20. Like, do you know what I mean? For your journey, like to be in this environment, not just being in an office where you're doing the same thing every day and all
getting
that.
Told what to do left, right, and centre, and not really caring for what I'm doing.
You know, where you're getting the responsibility and you're finding the ways to fix problems and to fix bigger problems than just a job, like the business stuff, like, and all of that. And that's the thing, is like. And then, you know, with everyone else, that's what they're doing. They're not just doing a job, and that's why it's different, because that's when we all pull together. Yeah. And as I say, as much as I loved everyone in the office and all that, everyone was doing great. It's one of those, until I think when it gets hard is when you see who's there and who's not. Yeah. And as I say, it's one of those where the people that are sat here now, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. They're here.
Yeah. You're happy with them here, and they're happy to be here, because also the other thing is, they care enough to have stayed, so that proves a point. And then also, you know that from here on out, it's hopefully, touch wood, it's going to be smooth sailing as any business would be. So now it's like, okay, well, they're here for the long run now, aren't they?
Yeah. And like, we know, if we, like, because obviously this is, like, for me, this is the first time I've ever been in this situation in terms of like seeing the economy in the way it is. And juggling a business, a family, and all of that sort of stuff. And it's like, and I think, like, obviously we knew it was all going to happen, like, at the end of last year and stuff like that, but I don't think I planned very well for it. Because I just sort of thought, it's okay, like, is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I was quite, is it naive? I think I was quite naive to the situation.
Because you've never experienced it before.
Exactly. And it's sort of one of those. And then after now, it's like, do you know what, actually, it's fine. Like, yes, it's been horrible, but it's like, wow, I could have actually planned this a lot better, and I've got a lot that I can take away from it, and actually structure the business to make it, I wouldn't like to say like recession proof, but to help be more prepared for these situations to come on. You know, and that's the thing, like, it's an expensive lesson. A lot of the time, it is an expensive lesson that, like, even I'm learning every day. But as I say, it's the most value that will take me forward, because chances are this is going to happen again in my lifetime anyway. Like, it's happened, because it's happened in our mum's lifetime before, and then it's happened now. So, like, chances are we're going to get it again at some point. But as I say, I know now what to do to carry it forward, and how to combat it and plan around it. And as I say, but again, next time I'm still going to make mistakes. I just have a better understanding of it. I'm not still going to say I'm going to fly through it perfectly,
and it's still going to cost you money, but not nearly as much as it has this time.
Exactly. And the thing is, as much as like the mistakes and everything that I've done over the last 6 months, they're there. I own them, no bother at all, and they're expensive mistakes, but at the end of the day, they're for me. I didn't make mistakes on somebody else's watch. That's my responsibility. You know, I'll learn from them. I'll adapt. I know what I've got. You know, I mean, I'll make it back. I'll work hard, and I'll sort it. You know,
it hasn't negatively impacted anyone else.
No,
but you.
Exactly, and then that's the thing, because at the end of the day, when you start your business, it's your responsibility. You know, it's your business. Your name's on that business. If you want it to work, you've got to make it work. You know, no one can do it for you. And that, well, people can. I mean, I can, but you have to pay me a lot of money. But you know, you have to want to make it work, because as I say, because it's these times that you see on Instagram people that have got their own businesses and they are living the dream, but they don't show you the time when they're sat in front of a computer. Like, I watched this one the other day and it was amazing. I watched two actually. That there was one video and they said, what's the meaning of entrepreneurship? And this woman asked her dad, right? And he said, when you're sat in your kitchen in the dark at midnight with your head in your hands. Yeah. Been there, done that, no bother.
Yeah.
And because it's true, because that's the thing, it's easy to make it look like, it's easy for me. If I wanted to make it look very glamorous, I can.
Yeah.
No bother at all.
Yeah.
I could do that piss easy.
Yeah.
But it's actually harder for me to showcase because I get more nervous about showing the bad times and that sort of stuff. But actually, they actually happen more times than you would more regularly than you would actually like to admit.
It's like the word entrepreneur. I feel like it's become a very big thing recently because of social media and because of the people who are in a very stable position and are flying all over the world and doing these crazy things and whatever. Like, that is now what people think of if they say entrepreneur or a business owner or whatever. Especially being a young one, I feel like people are like, oh, they must be just like jetting off everywhere and doing all that cool stuff, and they must have like the nicest house and the nicest car and all of that kind of stuff, when realistically, no, that's not everyone's life. And also, even if that is the case for them people you see, you also, as you said, you don't see them at midnight on their kitchen table.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it's like, but then because of, like, as I say, because of what we said, and we said this a couple of times throughout the last few months, is you get into a rut.
We've gotten into many ruts recently.
Yeah, we have. And as I say, it's so easy. And we are two very driven people. And I think we are both very self-aware people as well. Like, we know how we're feeling, we know how we're, like, all of that sort of stuff. But as I say, we both walked into it quite a few times.
Yeah.
And then, and we didn't snap out of it straight away either. No. It took us a while to go, oh, we're in a rut. And I think what it is like, because it's quicker and easier to think negatively than to think positively.
Yeah.
You know, if I said to you, what's the good things about today, you're going to struggle harder than what's a bad thing that happened today.
I cut off the top of my finger.
Yeah.
Quite a bad thing.
Yeah, not ideal, but okay. But do you know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, it's so much easier to be negative.
Yeah.
So much easier to find the negatives.
Absolutely.
But then, this is the second thing that I watched, and I loved it. I mean, a lot of people probably have heard of it, but I only actually heard it the other day, and I loved it. So it's the red car theory.
I don't know if I heard. Did you put this on your story or something?
Yeah.
I think I skipped.
Thanks, Jazz.
It was too long.
No, but it's really, really good.
What is it?
So, how many red cars did you see on the way to work today?
Oh, I know what this is going to be. It's actually called something different.
Probably there is a proper name to it, yeah.
I don't know.
No. But say, for example, if I said you get 50 quid for every red car you see, you're going to be fucking looking for them, aren't you?
It's the thing, like, say we're talking about, I don't know, blue t-shirts. If, like, say, or like a brand of car, it's like always, if you're buying a brand of car, it's like, oh, I never really see that car I'm buying. As soon as you see it, every fucker has it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change. It is called something. I listened to it on a podcast the other day. They were talking about it. It's when you think of something, it's like it's the same thing as manifesting. If you think of something, you then gonna see it. If you think, okay, I need 5 positive things in my day that's like today, that's why people do the whole like journal thing in the morning and journal thing in the evening about things that they are grateful for, because then they are able to then see it throughout the day because they've already got it in their brain first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And that's the thing, but it's like, as I say, it's one of those where, like, when I was watching that video, I was like, shit, yeah, like, because you can choose to sit and fight, like, everything that is happening is an opportunity, everything, and it's one of those where you can choose to see it as that, or you can choose to ignore it, you know, and just go, like, and not pay attention because you're so, like, it's the times when you're most overwhelmed are the times, like, you would see the most red cars. Like, if you were stressed and you were so in your own head, that's the time when the opportunities come quicker.
Yeah.
And that's the time when you let them go quicker.
Yeah.
As I say, because it's you're so stuck on what's happening right now, you can't take on the other stuff. You know? And that's, as much as we've got into the ruts and we've done all that, we've always held on to what's next. We've always held on to what we're working towards.
What's the bigger picture here?
Exactly. Yes, this is what we're in right now. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
But as I say, what are we working towards?
Yeah.
As I say, yeah, I think as much as, okay, it's been very stressful, and as I say, I could do with like 4 days sleep. And it's been, you know, it's been uncomfortable or whatever. As I've learned, even now, I can reflect on the last 6 months and make more positives than negatives.
Yeah.
Because the amount that I've learned, the amount that we've taken away from it, and the amount that's going to take us forward is so much more valuable than where I was at last year.
Yeah.
And it's, and as I say, but you've got to go through it.
Yeah.
You've got to be there. You can't just hear about it. You know, like my mum and dad told me about recession, cost of living crisis, and be prepared and do all of that stuff. It wasn't the fact that I just thought I knew better and I wasn't going to listen. It was just the fact that it was like, yeah, okay. Like I didn't understand. Like it was one of those where I was like, okay, I need to actually adjust to this. But as I say, I'm one of those. I learned the hard way.
And you don't know how much or when you're going to have to do it, because again, like you said before, some people think we're in a recession, some people think we're going into a recession, so you don't know when to plan for it, how to plan for it, or kind of what to do about it, because you've never done it.
And that's the thing. But it's like, you know, the only way, I was chatting with Chloe the other day, and I said the only way I know, and this is the only way that I believe is that you can get through these times, is fucking graft.
Yeah.
That's it. Drop, you know, if you have to, drop all the fancy shit, go back to basics, which to be fair, we've done.
Yeah.
We've actually done that quite a lot with the cleaning and stuff like that. We've gone back to basics with it. We've gone back to what a lot of companies won't do right now because it's not the 2024 route, you know. And it's worked.
Very well.
Yeah. You know, and as I say, like it's one of those where you have to be different. You have to stand out. And it's the same with, I was telling you about it, wasn't I, the other day, about the emails and the letters. So now I get like 50 emails a day.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah? Now, if there's an email on there that I don't recognise the name of and I don't recognise the first bit, I don't read it. I delete it straight away. I don't have time. Right? Because I get 50 a day. But now I only get 3 letters every 2 days. So I open every single one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, chances are this shit anyway. But some of them aren't. I'm like, oh, there's a letter because there's only 3 of them. It'll only take me 2 minutes, kind of thing. So it's like, whereas like 5 years ago, you used to get a wad through the door and like 2 emails a day. So you used to read all the emails. So like email marketing took off, understandably. Now, anyone email markets me, I apologise that you've paid money to email me. Yeah. I apologise that you've spent your time, because trust me, I'm not reading them.
No.
And I'm not likely to buy from you because I've not reached out to you. Yeah. It's not something I need right now, so I'm not willing. I'm not there. I'm not in the sales process, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like, as I am as cold as they come in lead wise. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, but it's like, but a letter come through the door, I would see it and it would grab my attention more. Because
no matter what it is. Yeah. Because first of all, you're gonna have, with an email, you see like the first bit, bin, bin, bin. If a letter comes through your door, you're not gonna leave it on the floor for the rest of your life. You're gonna have to pick it. Yeah. With emails, I don't even look at my emails. I don't look at my emails, so I don't have to go, like, yes, I should, I'm an adult, but it is what it is. I'm not going to leave a piece of paper on the floor. My dog's going to eat it or whatever. I'm going to have to pick that piece of paper up. And on the walk from my front door to the bin, it's a fair walk. So you're going to look at it. It's kind of forcing people to look at it. And because there's not as many, it's not going to be at the bottom of the pile. It's probably going to be the only one. Yeah. So you're going to see it. Yeah, and you have to open it to throw it away. Yeah, because there is a chance that it could be important. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Because it's, as I say, that's my only thing. Like with all of my letters, even if I can see the chance or it looks like shit, I'm gonna open it just on the off chance that it's something. Because that's, as I say, and that's flipped. So like 5 years ago, as I say, no one sent an email. Everything was letters. 5 years on, now you send me an email. Sorry, it's going in the bin. But send me a letter, I'll read it.
Yeah.
You might lose me halfway down if I realise it's shit, but I'll read it.
At least you're starting.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And it's that's the thing with it. It's like you have to be different. You know, like everyone bangs on about, oh, I need websites, I need, you know, all of that sort of stuff. Don't get me wrong, the digital marketing stuff is fine, and like we do it and it works. So obviously, it's not. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying don't think it's going to be your only fix.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not. If you think you're going to make money from doing what everybody else in the world, there's like, what, 8 billion people in the world now?
I have a website for photography because I needed to make it for uni. I don't even have, like, that's not even a business. It's just my, like, portfolio because it's easier to have it all on a website. So if I'm going for a job, they just go to the website. And
that's quite normal now for a lot of artists and all that sort of stuff. And that's the thing. It's so normal now to have all of that, and that's the thing. It's whereas like it's very unnormal for a salesperson to walk through your door in your office and hand you something physical.
Yeah,
it's the only one you've got that month, that week, that whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, as I say, emails, you've probably got 30 to 50. Sometimes people have got hundreds of emails every day. You know.
And also the other thing, people are lazy these days, so people don't want to look through their emails. You did it the other day. You didn't look at your emails for like a day or two, and you had like over 100 new ones.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to physical things, if something comes through your door and you just put it on your desk, like say you're at work, and you just put it on your desk, that could be sat there for 2 weeks. But guess what? There might be stuff put on top of it from time to time, but then taken off. It's still going to be there, and you're still more likely going to be able to see it than you're going to see an email, because an hour later you can't see the email that I just sent you because...
And by the time you've cleared all the rest of them, you're bored then.
Yeah.
You've had enough.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Whereas that letter, you're going to see it at some point. You're going to... Yes, as you say, you are going to move it around your house, your office, whatever, but it's not going to go in the bin without being read.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But as I say, it's one of those where I think it's difficult because obviously the last few years, like social media and all that has blown up and all that, which is great, but it has also shown an unhealthy side for the younger generation of what work is.
Very unhealthy.
And it's like the younger generation don't want to work.
Because social media and social media people, it looks... First of all, yes, they don't do as much work as a nurse does and stuff like that, but they still do like a fair amount of work. Like, take it with what you will, but it doesn't look like they do any work because they're going from one place to the next. They're going from America to wherever. I can't think of countries right now, but they're jetting off all over the world because that is their work. But it doesn't look like work because it's not work to everyone else. It's holidays to everyone else, and that is forced down our throats every single day. One thing that I have realised recently that's blowing up, you know, like people's day in the lives and stuff, a lot of people are now doing their 5 to 9 after their 9 to 5. So it's what their day consists of between 5 when you normally finish work and 9 a.m. when you start work the next day. And people have been doing it for a while, but I don't know if it's just my TikTok or whatever, so many people have been doing like realistic ones. What, as a 23 or however old person, what I realistically do after my day at work. And what do they all do? Sit in bed, sit on the sofa, make a dinner for themselves and go to bed because you don't have the energy to do anything. And I feel like that is also the glamorized thing of like people going to dinners and like partying every weekend and stuff like that, but that's not feasible for like, not the average, but like a typical working week. It's not necessarily that feasible to do that every single day.
No, because like me and Chloe were saying on the weekend, we were joking because she said, she was talking about us maybe going for dinner together. And I said, well, it'll have to be at 4 because I can't go any later than that. Like, I just can't do it, you know? By the time you get home from work, you see the kids, you put them to bed and all that. do I really want to be going out at 7:30? We could 8:00. We could be sat on the sofa. All right, it's not as ideal, but sat on the sofa having a takeaway and having a cuddle.
Yeah.
That for me is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and the same for Chloe. But as I say, getting dressed up, go out. It's 7:00 at night. No, I've had enough. My day's done now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. But it's like, and I get it, but and that I get because like there's a lot of people that give everything in their day to day, and that's the problem. So they have to rest.
Yeah.
You know, but it's sort of one of those where I think, and I've done this because I've done all the hours under the sun and all that. There's a difference between stupidly, aimlessly working and working hard. You know, because like I have aimlessly worked, where I have worked 24 hours a day, like all of that sort of stuff, barely eaten, and I've just because I'm working. Do you know what I mean? But actually, at the end result, I didn't need like it's one of those where
it didn't really benefit you really that much.
No, whereas like actually, it's like I'll rest and I'm going to work hard for the next 10 hours. Shit, that's a long day today.
Yeah,
or whatever. It's not the same hours wise, but it's whatever. And I've worked really hard, and I've pushed myself forward by 3 months from that one day.
Yeah,
you know, which happens, and that's the thing. Like, there's a big difference. I've actually done some days I've done more in 3 hours than I have done in 12.
Yeah.
You know, and this is one thing that we're very good at is the fact that we're very we're very good at going like when I walk in, I'm like, this is my mood today.
Yeah, and you can also tell. I feel like we both. I mean, we work together every single day now, and I've known you for 10 years, but we know now if we're in a productive mood, if we're in a kind of silly mood at the beginning and work's not going to get done until like midday, or if we're really in like a rut. Normally, luckily, with the rut thing, it's normally one of us at a time. Yeah. Which is a good thing. Yeah. Because then normally, you can get me out of my rut, I normally can't get you out of your rut. You just go on a walk and then he's out of it. Yeah. But again, we know that. Yeah. Like, when you're in a rut, I tell you, go for a walk. Yeah. And it's fine. Like, I feel like that's a very good thing. And also, like today, we're really like jigging our website, and I have to be creative. My creative juices really weren't oh my god, I can't even speak. Flowing today. Maybe because of my finger situation, but it just wasn't happening. So I'm going to do it tonight, or I'm going to do it tomorrow morning, whatever works best for me, because that's the thing you were saying is like, I could do this for 3 hours, but I'm not going to get anywhere because I'm not in it. Whereas tonight or tomorrow morning, I could do it for 30 minutes and get better results than I would do now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a bit like Friday, wasn't it? Friday, I think we all felt it on Friday. We all got to the end of the week last week, and we all, throughout the whole office, all felt quite sort of, you know, just sort of down, like not down, but tired kind of thing. And as I say, because we've just all been given everything, and we were sat in here and we were saying, like, you know, don't get me wrong, there's stuff to do. There's always stuff to do, but are we going to do it well? No. And that's so it's like, do you know what?
Friday and like midday, because I kept on coming to you and being like, because normally we have like kind of an objective of the day. I know what you want me to focus on, so if I don't have anything necessarily to do that I need to do, then that's what I'm going to do next, is the thing that you want me to focus on for the day. But I kept on coming to you because I was like, I feel lost. And I said it to you and you were like, I feel lost too. Because of that. Because we were both quite like, the whole office was quite exhausted. But in a good way, because last week was a very, very good week. Yeah.
But I think that's the thing, it was probably relieved.
Yes.
Relieved last week.
A weight of all of our shoulders happened last week.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what do we do now? We don't have that pressure now to force us to do it. So it's like, oh, I'm not used to this feeling. And now, and it was also a Friday, and like, so we did something that we needed to do, but didn't have to use our brains.
Yeah, exactly. It still needed to be done. It was still a job that needed to be done. It just wasn't, and as I say, and it's actually worked out much better, to be honest. It's worked out more valuable than if we'd sat there and forced ourselves to sit in front of a computer. So that's hence why now we've brought this in to do it every day, because it's actually worked out really fucking well.
We're cutting and laminating.
We are indeed. But and it's not very exciting. But it's one of those where we can switch off for a bit. We can just do it. It helps the business. It helps what, as I say, it's working. It doesn't mean that the other guys have to give their time up to do it, which means they can be doing the more valuable stuff. And as I say, and it worked. And as I say, then we had a really good sort of, it felt actually really productive on Friday because we did that. Whereas if we had sat in front of a computer all day, we wouldn't have felt productive at all.
And we would have gone into the weekend with kind of like, I feel like Friday is the day that sets the week. Like, I feel like people say Monday sets the tone for the week, which, yes, I get that. But then also, when you're going into the weekend, I think Friday is the day that you look back on. And if Friday was a good day or a bad day, you'd say that was a good week or a bad week.
Yeah.
Depending on your last day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I said to you the other day as well, wasn't it? Is the fact that every Friday, we would leave it, like, exhausted and know all of the stuff that we've got to finish on Monday.
Because we would half do stuff.
Yeah. And it was like, so then the whole weekend you're just thinking about that whole thing. And that's what I mean. And then so you walk in Monday and you're not sort of excited for the day because you've already you've planned it over 5 times in your head.
You couldn't sleep on the weekend because you're thinking about it.
So then you're more tired.
Exhausted.
Yeah. And that's the thing where it's like, actually just walk away for a bit.
Yeah.
And as I say, and like that's what I'm very good like, because with the lack of concentration ability and all of that sort of stuff, is I'm just honest with how I feel. If I'm not in the concentrating mood, you're not going to get a concentrating Jamie. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you try and fight it, I'll fight it hard.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't even fight it. No. If I'm speaking to you and I know you're not really involved, then I'll change the topic. We'll talk about something else. We'll do something else for this period of time that still benefits what we need to do.
Yeah.
But that's just not what we're going to do right now.
Yeah, we'll pick it back up. As I say, it'll get picked back up and we'll do something that's less brainy or less whatever, or something that's more interesting for me or whatever, more stimulating. But as I say, it's understanding that and also having that freedom to be like that. Because you can't have that in a lot of places.
Like today, you needed me to like change the website. If I said to my boss in a normal thing, I really just don't feel it. Like, I didn't say it like that, but I was trying to do it, and then Wix was just being an arsehole. But it was like, I could sit here for 3 hours and waste both of our time, or I could just be honest and be like, this isn't going to be working out for me. I could spend 3 hours here, but you're not going to get what you want.
No.
It would be changed, but it wouldn't be good.
No.
And I'm not going to be satisfied with what I make. So why waste that time?
What else can I do, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that's how it is. But that's even like, that's adapting. That's adapting, and that's why it's very good that we are like very self-aware of that. Like, and I know when you're on it, and you know when I'm on it, kind of thing. We know when we're not. So it's like we just make it work around that.
Because we're not robots.
No,
we are not robots in a shop, in a factory, cutting and doing whatever. We're human beings, and unfortunately we have to adapt to what we can't force things. You can't force things as a human being. You can't, I don't know. It's the same as in the winter when it's pissing with rain and cold and horrible, right? Productivity at home on a Saturday and Sunday, everybody drops. Everything goes lack, the washing, the cleaning, all of that sort of stuff, because seasonal
productivity but you're expected to walk into Monday morning and be fully functioning 100%, doing something that isn't interesting or something like that. And as I say, sometimes you have to, and I'm not saying that you can just walk in and be like, don't feel like it. But that's because that's a normal job. That's the job you've applied for. But that's the benefit with us, is the fact that we've got that flexibility where there's loads of different variants of our job, so we can choose which day and which time we give to it. Because
there's 2 of us doing a whole company's worth. I think it might be a bit confusing for people listening, because we're saying we've got a team, but then we're also saying it's just us. Jamie also has another business. Perfect Finish, which is a cleaning company. That is the team we're talking about. And then Brand Creations, and then we've also got Lumivox. Other things that are just us. Just to clear that up.
There's a lot.
A lot going on.
There's a lot. And
that's why we're so tired.
Exactly, And it does get, as I say, it's one of those, it's not easy, especially starting 2 businesses in the middle of this shit show as well. That's fucking one thing. I mean, it's hard enough trying trying to drive a business that's already been there through it, let alone to start one
during a recession.
Yeah, I mean, fucking hell, if we couldn't have made it harder for ourselves if we tried, you know. But as I say, it's one of those where we both know what we're working towards, and we both know the goals that we're working towards, and we both know that there's going to be times when it's shit, you know. But at the end of the day, we'll get through it, you know. And that's like, as I said earlier, it's the biggest lesson that we can take away from like this whole thing is, as I say, in my eyes, I was like, well, it's going to get hard. Watch who runs.
Yeah, Jamie thought I was going to leave the other day.
Yeah.
I cried in the office.
She did cry, yeah.
Which was a very funny situation in the first place. But I didn't. I just still stayed here.
Yeah. Because it's hard, and that's the thing, it is hard, and you know, it's not, I know it's not for everyone. You know, like, I personally wouldn't choose any other way, because I must admit, I'm weird. It sort of, you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy the chase of it, and I, like, as we said the other day, the end result is what I always think about, but actually it doesn't feel of anything. I don't feel anything when I hit it. Because then I go straight on to the next thing, because it's not actually the thing that I'm chasing, it's the journey of it.
It's the chase. It's that adrenaline to be like, oh, tomorrow are we even going to have a business? Or like, it's that kind of motivation.
And it's like, oh, this is the biggest risk I've taken. Can it work?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's, as I say, it is a bit of a weird feeling, because I get that's not normal. Like, most people want an easy life.
To be honest, I don't think I love it as much as you do in terms of like the uneasiness. But I didn't think I would be a corporate job girly, because never wanted to do that. I know I don't really want to work for someone, but I never really know what I want to do. But never when I thought this would be an environment that I would excel in, or just be good in, because I thought it would just stress me out too much. But I kind of do understand it, and we were saying it earlier on today about that whole thing you were saying about you find the journey more exciting than the end result, and I think most people are the same, but they don't realise it until they've reached that end result. Yeah,
and they don't realise it because a lot of people turn around.
Yeah, they give up.
And walk away.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that, the thing is, there are so many people out there right now that are more qualified than me. Better education. More set up to succeed than I ever have been. But I don't go for it. I'll go for it. I'm not scared. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, I will keep digging until I find what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm prepared to make a plan and change it, and change direction, change ways and all of that. But I will never stop moving. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, but until you get to the end, you don't know if it was worth it or not. You know, all I do is sit there and fucking pray that it's gonna be worth it, and then I get didn't feel nothing. Okay, I'll do it with the next thing.
I want more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. But I must admit now, like we said it the other day, didn't we? We got through it. Then we got to the end of it, and we're both dead. And then we both went, oh, actually, like, now we can look ahead again. And that's the bit that's exciting, you know, as I say, is because
it's the possibilities and like the opportunities that you have at your fingertips. But as you said, not everyone takes them, because first of all, it's scary, because no one wants to mess up and no one wants to blame themselves. No one wants to take responsibility if they cock up their own business. Whereas if you work for someone else, and even if you cock up, it's not your own business, so it doesn't really fall that hard on you. And second of all, as you said, people find negatives in anything. People find negatives in a positive.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do because you don't want to look stupid. I think that's the main thing about, not a lot of people want to start things and don't want to tell people about it because they don't want it to fail and look stupid.
Yeah.
Which is a silly thing. I understand, but it's a silly thing, first of all, because if you're trying something, then you're never going to look stupid because you're braver than everyone else. But I think that's a big thing in society, that they don't want to look stupid and look like they failed and are a failure, to friends, family, whoever, whatever.
But it's like we've said on the other podcast, is the fact that the people that will judge you are the ones that are too scared to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that are gonna comment, gonna give you the shit, gonna bollock you, gonna say you're an idiot and all that malarkey. The ones that have done it and have been through it, like we've got a couple of people that we're chatting to at the moment. I mean, we've got a 16-year-old lad that we're working with, and he's gonna fly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and that's the thing. It's like push him up, because that's amazing.
Having that mentality is, I think, the main skill you can teach, and all. I think that's one thing I've learned recently is the fact that skill you can teach someone. It's the mentality, it's the mindset that you can't teach. You can help, you can persuade, whatever, but you can't teach to have a positive or a ambitious or whatever the word is mentality.
Yeah, and you can't teach work ethic. That's the thing.
Yes,
you can't teach someone how to work hard because everyone's hard is different.
And also, people need to want it to work that hard.
Exactly. If I didn't want to be where I was at, why would I give all the time up to it, you know? And that's the thing, like, it's funny because it's like next week, my baby is due.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, number 3. Got confused then. And as much as, you know, we all joke and, like, between me and Chloe and at work, like, how much time you have off and blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows I'm not here because I feel like I have to be. I'm here because I fucking love it. And I will be here before everyone else if I need to be, and after everyone else if I need to be, because I fucking love it. And it's what wakes me up in the morning. I love spending time with my children. I love spending time with my wife. But as I say, unfortunately my brain is wired in this direction. Yeah. And that is just the way it is.
Otherwise you would be spending that time with your wife and kids. You wouldn't be spending it all here if you didn't enjoy it, because otherwise you're sacrificing something that you love for something you don't love.
But like, I was watching a program on a TV program last night, Criminal Minds, shout out. If I can meet Shamal more, that'd be great. If you're available, hit me up. And it was funny because so basically JJ in there, the lady, she's obviously because they work away all the time, right? They're away for like 3-4 days at a time. They're away all the time. And she's got 2 young kids. She got home from real shit cases. I'm talking like I know her. This is in a TV program, but it hit me. She
got home from work the other day.
It hit me, guys, okay? It hit me. And her fella is amazing. Like, he looks after the kids, he understands it. And she was sort of talking as if, like, she had finally had enough
of
like
work.
Being away. And he said, no. He was like, don't. He said, I don't want you without that, because she would be a nightmare. Because that's what she loves. Yeah. As much as it means that she has to be away, and he hates that. He said, I hate it when you're away, but I hate it more when you're here because you're not as happy. And it's not because she doesn't love her kids and love her family. It's the fact that it doesn't get her brain going.
It means that she's there physically but not mentally.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And like, me and Chloe always have this conversation. Like, we're watching something. She's like, that was so good. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. Because physically I'm there, but mentally I'm not. I'm sat in here still working, and I'm planning the next day and all that sort of stuff. And it's just the way I'm wired. Like, I'm wired differently to other people, and I know that. And like, that's one thing that, like, and I always used to get quite I always used to get like, I can't say that like I know I'm different from other people because I don't want to seem like, because everyone will be like, oh, so cocky, so arrogant, so all that sort of like stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, actually, no, fuck yourself. Yeah. I will shout about. I am different.
Because not everyone first of all can run a business.
Like, I know, like, come up against me. Like, in a way, and let's see.
What about frame?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm just saying, push come to shove, when shit gets hard, trust me, I'll still be standing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm there. I have no problem with that. And that's that sort of thing. Like Michael B. Jordan, I'm not comparing myself to him now because I wish I was him. I mean, again, if you're available, I'd love to just FaceTime you. You're an amazing bloke. You look great. Michael B. Jordan, he said it in one of his podcasts. He said, "I'm built different to everybody else," and I was like,
"I don't like that phrase."
I was like, "Yeah." Like, I can imagine the thundercock he's got.
Oh.
But he is like to do what he has to do.
The one I always think of is is it Mark Ruffalo, the one who works up at I think it's Mark Ruffalo. You know who that is?
Was he in Now You See Me?
I have no idea. I haven't seen that film.
Oh, you really annoy me. Everyone, Jazz is so uneducated with films. It's really annoying. Just to let you know, she's a media person that's never watched a fucking film in her life.
Yeah, I watched 3 films this weekend.
Wow. I think that's the same as 3.
Oh, it's not Mark Ruffalo because Mark Ruffalo was Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh fuck. Oh, I know what film he's in. Uncharted.
Mark Wahlberg.
Have you watched that film?
Uncharted, yeah.
Yeah, good film. He wakes up at 3 a.m, that man, and he works out and then carries on his whole fucking day and then probably works out again. Them kind of people, it's like, you wouldn't do that for, so I'm not trying to put you down for working out, but you wouldn't do that for working out, but you would do that for your business.
Oh yeah.
You would be here at 3 a.m.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's like what we were saying about the Taylor Swift the other day. Right? Love her or hate her, she has got to where she's got to because she has done what 99.9% of the world are not willing to do. I'm not she is an incredible singer, not arguing that, okay, but I bet you there are better singers than Taylor Swift in the world.
Yeah, probably.
She will probably admit.
Yeah.
That's not me slagging her off. She's great.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we're all big Taylor.
She's one of the movies I watched this weekend, and I cried 15 times in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're both Swifties.
We are both Swifties.
Again, if you're available, I'm married. I have to tell you this one, but I'm married. But it would be great. We'd love to come to your show.
Travis.
Oh my God, yes! If I can meet Travis Kelce, I am not married. I'll meet you. Oh, his voice is incredible. Anywho, got more excited over Travis Kelce than fucking Taylor Swift, but here we go. I'm not gay. Oh, I didn't need to say that. But anyway, having my next child next week. But, you know, as I say, there's better singers than her. But people that don't make it as far. And the careers don't go as long as hers.
She's currently... And she also said this thing in her film, because obviously she's currently on her Eras tour, and every era was obviously a different album, but they're all completely different. She has Reputation, which is all that pop music, quite fierce, and then she's got her little country bumpkin songs, so vast and so different. And she said it's because her fans have let her do that, but also she had that especially as singers, your fans like you for kind of the genre you do. So if you go out of that, you probably will keep at least half because they also like that person, but you'll lose a lot of people because that's not the genre you signed up for. Yeah. So it's singers and stuff get boxed into this, you're a pop star, you're a country star, whatever. But she had the bravery, she had she had the balls in her to be like, fuck it, I'm actually going to go and do a pop song. When she started out singing her little country bumpkin songs, she had the bravery to do that, which means she succeeded. The whole thing you said about Stephen Bartlett, how he risked every risk he took, he was risking his whole, I can't remember what the thing is.
That's Ben from
Ben
Gymshark.
He risked his
Ben
whole...
Francis. I'll say his second name because I don't know him.
Ben personally.
Ben, if you're watching this again, I'm available.
Yeah, he had to risk his whole business every
to level up.
Yeah.
Another level. He had to risk everything that he had built. Yeah. And that's the thing, same as the Sheeran. It's one of those. The reason his career has gone on for so long is because he adapts to what the world wants. 1 minute he'll be doing a song with Taylor Swift, the next minute he's doing it with Stormzy, and it fits perfectly well. It's one of those where nobody questions it because it just fits. You know, and that's the thing. It's people. It's a bit with Central C and stuff like that now. Yeah.
He just put out his first pop song.
Did he?
The other week. Yeah.
But even with the songs he has been doing, he's been making them more mainstream.
Oh, absolutely.
Keeping the twang.
He used to start off with songs that wouldn't even be allowed to go on the radio, and now...
But if he wanted to make it how he wanted to, he had to become more mainstream.
Yeah.
But now what he's doing is making his money through mainstream, and then he can do what he wants on the side, and people still follow him because they're interested. Like, you know, like with Stormzy, when he started, he made a song that was like, what blew him up was "Shut Up," you know, and all that. And then, but all of his other stuff become famous because people liked him. Yeah. So then they found him, and then they trust everything. They go and do everything else. Yeah. And some songs, but it's the same with me. There's some songs now that I just don't enjoy from someone I love.
Yeah, same.
You know,
there's Billie Eilish songs that I skip because I'm just not a bit of me, my love. I'm so sorry.
Exactly. It doesn't mean she's
same
shit
with
at
Central C. Not that one.
Oh, I wouldn't have said that. Like, it's not the fact that she's shit. The song's shit. Just in my bag.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's why people make like albums and stuff.
I think even that has become more of a recent thing in terms of like, back in the day, if you were to buy a country artist's album, all of them would be the exact same. Whereas I feel like now, more recently, people are kind of breaking out of that mold of being like, and also realising that I can appeal to a lot more people. Because say something like Billie Eilish, my nan doesn't like her, and like her old music, like when it was all like dark and stuff, because my nan was like, is she okay? But then I'll put on a song and she'll be like, who's this? Billie Eilish. Oh, I like this song. I thought you didn't like her, and you didn't like this song. But it's a different genre, it's a different style. So yes, it appeals to the masses rather than just one little group of people. That's the difference between like smaller artists and mainstream artists.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Perfect example, Post Malone and Chance the Rapper.
I love Chance the Rapper.
Yeah. Now, I actually am not... I like his music. It's not my type of music, so I don't listen to it on the regular. But I love him. I like Post Malone, but his music isn't really my sort of music, so I don't really know it. All of a sudden, because I listen to country music... Right, he had done a song with one of the country people I listen to. It come up on my YouTube because I didn't search for it. It just comes up as like a similar song to what you've listened to, and now it's one of my favourite songs. Yeah. Now it's got Post Malone in it. I would never have looked at Post Malone because it's country, and it's the same way with and Chance the Rapper. Again, the first way I knew about Chance the Rapper was I found he was on like Jimmy Kimmel or something with Justin Bieber or something. Oh, he was in the Justin Bieber song, wasn't he, with DJ Khaled and all of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I first ever heard of him. But I never then went looking for him. Then, because I used to listen to country music all the time, and I had it on my phone, and I used to like watch TikToks that had country music and follow them sort of people. That was what was coming up on my TikTok. And his one, where he did with Jimmy Kimmel, where he did you've got to mash up the song. So it's a song with a different background kind of thing. And he did the country version of It's Getting Hot in Here. And now, again, I play that daily. It's like a minute and a half, it's not a full song. And he should release it. Chance, if you listen. Just somebody famous, man. But like that came up. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't have searched for him. I like him. What I see of him, he's really funny.
I saw him on The Voice. Oh, really? He sung on, because Niall Horan was on The Voice, the American Voice, I think. And there was a thing of Niall, Chance the Rapper, because he was also a thing. There was a woman who I really like. I can't remember who it was. Kelly Clarkson, and someone else, and they all sung together. Before like The Voice kind of officially started, they did an acoustic, and he started singing. I was like, "Who is this man?" I was like, "I've never heard of." It was just his voice. It was his face and his voice, and I was like, "I don't know who this man is." So I googled him, and then realized I've always heard the name, but don't know who he is. And now I love his music because he's such a good singer. Yeah,
and that's the thing. But if he didn't do that.
And the reason I watched that is because Niall Horan was in it, because I used to be obsessed with One Direction. Yeah. It's all connected.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and that's why collaboration is such a big thing now, especially like you can do it on Instagram, I think, and TikTok and all that sort of stuff, and like with music, they've done it for a long time, but that's why people collaborate. It's because they're reaching out to a market that they don't normally fit into.
Absolutely. There's so many people that I've started to listen to them. Same with like opening acts for concerts. I went to see Billie Eilish, and Jessie Reyez was the opening act. A year later, I went to see Jessie Reyez in concert with all my flatmates because I started listening to Jessie Reyez because I saw her as opening for Billie Eilish. Because I'm like, well, if Billie likes her and I love Billie, then surely that she should be good. Started listening to her and forced my flatmates to listen to her, and we all are now obsessed with her. And so we went to her concert. Any concert that she's going to do from now on, I will be going to.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that, like little connections. And if you love the person who is kind of collaborating or supporting someone else, you're immediately going to look.
Yeah, you just have to. And that's the thing, because it's like, as I said, if they're interested, but all it is, but they could sit there and be like, do you know what? That's not my market. I'm not going to do it. Is what it is. I'll just stay in my lane. They're the careers that don't last very long.
Yeah,
because everybody can do that. Everyone can do the one thing that they just go, do you know what? I can't reach out to. As I say, whereas the ones that like make it, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, all of those sorts of ones that really make it are the ones that do everything
and anything.
and if they don't know a way into it, they find someone who does.
Yeah, Taylor Swift now does her Disney show, Disney like concert thing, 3.5 hours long. And also I was saying to you, because obviously every era they have a different set change, like stage change and stuff, and I was like, they've obviously cut that out. That must be at least 4.5 hours long.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And including the opening act,
Yeah.
who is Sabrina Carpenter, she's amazing. She was a Disney kid.
Right.
So probably you're going to be standing there for 5 hours. What was my point to this? Oh, who the fuck does a 5-hour show? Have you ever been to a concert and stood there for 5 hours whilst being entertained? Like normally you're stood there for 5 hours waiting.
Yeah.
But stood there for 5 hours being entertained.
Yeah.
No. You never have.
No, you don't get that.
You don't get like stage changes and like it's not a thing that anyone really has done. I feel like she's now kind of set a new tone for concerts, because now you're going to go to a concert and expect that. Like,
yeah,
because it's so insane and it's so crazy done and it's so like just very good.
But a lot of people can't do that. That's the thing. It's, you know,
because it's so intimidating. Because it's like, oh, I can't sing for 3.5 hours straight. Well,
it's a bit like, do you remember Glastonbury a couple of years ago? Dave brought on that lad.
yes.
And he sung, I don't know what he sang, I can't remember what he
Yeah.
sang, and he's done the whole thing. Now, every year, everyone's like, that's what they're expecting.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to Dave, they're expecting it. And it's like, oh, he didn't bring him up on stage, or he didn't bring him up. Like, yeah, it was a one-time thing. Like, it was just one of those. Like, but as that was such a good thing for Dave, because that went all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. And then everyone's like, who's Dave?
Yeah. Because it's crazy that boy did that, and then who's that guy in the background who actually brought him on stage, and everyone is watching this man.
And it's his music.
Yeah. Who is that? You're going to automatically Google search, you're going to automatically listen to his top song on Spotify.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, you're either going to love or hate it, depending on what your vibe is, but there's a new person.
Yeah.
That's why I also know, well, it kind of depends, but people say no press is bad press. Is that the saying? All press is good press, or whatever.
Yeah. All
because
yeah.
you're getting your name out there, people are looking at you, and
we say the same thing. People comment on our videos, and people comment on our posts, and all that sort of stuff. Keep going.
it helps us.
Keep going. You know, as I say, you're taking your time out of your day. We're not. Keep going. You're helping. You know, as I say,
algorithm.
like it's the same with when, like, with Dave. Say he sold a song.
Wait, what?
Like, say he brought out a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was selling an album. Right? You buy the album, you don't like it. There's 10,000 people that do like it to one don't like.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, he doesn't waste his time with it. You know, it's not for everybody. It's just unfortunate.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not for everybody, and if you don't like the way I speak and the fact that I'm stupid, I cut my finger off today, so you're right. I understand that. It's also the thing, like, I've lived in this brain for nearly 21 years of my life.
Have you? You've lived in this brain. Okay.
My brain has lived in me.
Right.
How else do you want me to put it?
Well, I don't know the.
I've been living my life
Yeah.
in my own physical state for 21 years. Next week. So don't get pedantic. If you're telling me I sound the way I sound or I'm basically stupid, do you think I don't know that already?
Yeah.
I'm dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
And he tells me on a daily basis, I cut my finger off today. I've done many things in the past couple of hours that would be labelled stupid.
Yeah.
So please, tell me.
Yeah. And it's the same as, like, you know, when, like, we had one the other day, it was like, you're going to fail. Oh, I love that. I'm like, I love that. Because
Wrong.
while you're sat in your mum's basement typing that message in your smelly boxes,
Yeah.
I will show you.
Yeah.
And then I will laugh. And then it will be funny.
I don't know if it's a bad thing, but one of my favourite things to think about is proving people wrong. It's one of my biggest motivators. And I feel like that's not a good thing, and it's probably not a good thing to admit, but I'm going to admit it. Because it is I don't think it's my biggest motivator. Of course, I want to be able to, like, fund my family and whatever. That's my biggest motivator. But it is a key motivator.
It makes it a lot more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
If someone tells me that they don't like the idea, or I get more held up on it. So I'm like, oh, they didn't like it, but I do. So I want to show them it'll work.
Yeah.
I am like that. Yeah, I must admit, I do get like that. Because I think it makes it more interesting, definitely.
Because also, you're not being mean, because then people are being mean to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think just go for it. As I said, that's what I do. Just try it.
Fuck it. If it fails, then...
Yeah. All you do is learn.
Exactly.
That didn't work. No problem.
Next
Move
thing.
on. Exactly. You've got another... I've got another few years on this earth. I'm going to make a lot that will not work.
Yeah.
If I get broken down by every single thing that don't work, it's going to be a very painful, upsetting, emotional life for me. And luckily I don't have any emotions, so...
I do have quite a few.
You do
so
have a few, yeah.
I'm quite sensitive, so please don't tell me I'm stupid, because I will cry for the whole weekend.
Yeah. Just aim it at me. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.